I think this is something men really underestimate when they're picking a partner. They look for whoever they like and they think that they can change a woman, and they think if they treat a woman well, if you court her correctly, she's all yours. But I always say your competition is her childhood. If she had a chaotic childhood, you can give her and offer her the most stability there is to be found, but she will reject it. She will seek chaos and she will glorify chemistry. Whereas if you choose somebody who's had a stable upbringing, lots of love, when you give her love, she reciprocates it. But when you give it to somebody who's come from a broken home and a broken background, when you give her love, she then sabotages it.
I just seen the research today. Some additional research came out that said 54% of women cheat because they're unhappy. And I just want to point on that unhappiness that leads to women cheating, and then essentially women cheat to get out of relationships. That just speaks to how unstable that marriages typically are and how they operate on a woman's emotions, because women initiate divorce at a higher rate than men do. So that commitment that's made for sickness and in health till death do us part, that commitment is supposed to be honored. So when a woman feels that she doesn't love her husband anymore, or she's bored, or whatever the case may be, those principles are supposed to stand. Those pillars of those principles are supposed to stand. She's supposed to fight through that. A lot of people don't know how to properly vet.
Solid relationship advice right there. The stats are available for everyone to see, and whoever denies them is in real trouble, unless they're a woman. In that case, it's all good because women can end the relationship at any given time without a problem. Modern women are really not in the best position to complain about men's lack of commitment and still blame them for making logical decisions. Once again, logical decisions, not emotion-driven. Since the beginning of humanity, men and women needed to keep each other accountable in the context of marriage and relationships. And look, ain't nothing wrong with that. This is not about one doing whatever they want and the other being a slave. A fair exchange of value is cool, but losing all you got because she ain't happy doesn't feel right. Check this out.
The society we're creating right now, more and more men don't want to get married. And I get why. There is almost zero upside for men getting married. This isn't me saying that men shouldn't get married, or women, but think about what society is telling men about what being a man is. Tell about society is fucking men hardcore for getting married. If you get married and you get divorced, the woman takes 50% of whatever you have. 80% of relationships, the man is the biggest provider. So that's a big fuck right off the bat. What are you getting in exchange for that? Second, if you have kids with her, you're fucked, because the government doesn't think that you deserve shit. So even good dads who try to stay in the kid's life are fucked. So there's a lot of men going, why the fuck would I do this? The good news is that will correct itself, because eventually then people start going, oh, right? When you create mistakes, you only create more error. Error creates more error. So we've gone so far the other direction that more and more men are going, like, why the fuck would I get married?
The law is about incentives, and men know how this world operates. Wedding companies and divorce law firms cash in handsomely, but not much when men refuse to get married. Modern problems, modern solutions. In today's video, we're delving into why men are refusing to get married and why this is driving modern women crazy. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to PRB Max. He said, "It took me a few decades to figure out why my wallet was always wet. Then I put my ear to my wallet and I could hear it crying. To my surprise, my wallet was filled with tears. Now, my wallet is fat and happy." Now, I'm not going to fake a laugh, but this genuinely gave me a good one when I first read it, so hey, shout out to you once again. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 for that comment of the day. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
Why do you think guys no longer want to get married?
I give you an answer. Because a woman highly benefits from a divorce than what a man does. Let me explain. So my best friend, he fell in love with this girl at school, high school sweethearts. and he wanted to become an engineer. That was his lifelong dream. So he did that, and he paid for all the wedding, he paid for the cars, he paid for literally everything. He didn't get her to sign up to a prenup because he trusted her that much and loved her. Then after a year of being officially married, she cheated on him with 2 guys. So he lost his house, he lost his cars, he lost the privilege of seeing his kids as well. So seeing it from his perspective, as he lived with me for a year so he can bounce back on his feet, marriage is just so detrimental. It heavily benefits the woman more than the man. So let me ask you a question. Why does a man need to spend thousands of pounds or dollars just to sign on a piece of paper that you love each other when it highly benefits you and fucks us over?
That story right there is nothing but an instance of men getting destroyed in a divorce. You know how it goes. You do all the things right, but she divorces you for reasons yet to be fully determined. You pay for everything, thus being the provider. You protect her against dudes hitting on her, thus being a protector. Heck, you're a gentleman 24/7 and make sure she's happy and comfortable. But no. When she feels unhappy and her so-called intuition tells her she's not with the best man she can get, she dumps you and gets 50% of your money. That doesn't sit well, does it? When the manosphere, or any man with common sense for that matter, says these things, it's not to spread negativity. Let's call a spade a spade. You're better off knowing how these chicks behave or charter, misbehave, and protect everything you fight for. So, all the money you have in the bank, your net worth, and even your dignity are non-negotiable. In fact, even if you want to get intimacy from time to time, you can simply refuse to get married and keep the government out of your life. Note that in many cases, the government still considers that a form of partnership, and you know they don't really give an F about your well-being. Men are coming to the realization that being single provides way more benefits than putting a ring on a woman's finger. Again, these are not mere assumptions, but stats. Women are all about their ideologies, but men care about logic and rationality. Men and women are different. So, men are aware that women only love under the premise of getting the best men they can get, but men love almost unconditionally. However, once you ditch the romantic narrative, you realize that a woman who brings problems or could destroy you down the road is not just an L, it's Captain Red Flag, a huge warning that says that there are way more fish in the sea, or even better, don't swim at all. If you know, you know.
And so now, guys don't want to get married, and why would they want to do that? Why would they want to step up and be a man and have a family when they're going to work hard and you can leave him and he loses half of everything he has because of what you did? That's our culture.
Right.
We live in a time when men are almost frowned upon and insulted for being men. Even some men dare to call men as a whole worker ants. But workers for who? For the government by paying astronomical taxes and giving their money to moms who decided to dump good husbands. Being a man is difficult, but society these days has made this task almost unbearable if you want to get married. That's the deadliest contract any man can sign these days. It's not something I made up, I'm just reporting the facts. First off, I don't care what anybody says about approaching this topic with sensitivity or that women also suffer during a divorce. No, women are ending relationships 80% plus of the time and on the basis of being unhappy. That would sound like a joke in the Americas of the 1950s, but today, it's the reality. A woman might have it all. Kids, house, car, amazing husband, but any excuse she comes up with is enough to call a lawyer and use the legal system to betray a man who's been faithful to her. Right there, she doesn't become a different person. She shows just who she really is. Extreme situations help you see the true colors of people. So if you realize it before you put a ring on it, or your dick inside the wrong woman, thank God for such a blessing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. How much money do you make? Like, I don't want to seem like interested in like money and stuff, but I just want to come out from the get-go to tell you, like, I'm not a gold digger or anything, but I just don't go out with broke boys.
I think I made good enough.
And I know you just took me to Applebee's, like, I get it. Maybe you don't want to take me to the most fanciest place, like on the first date, but never again are you gonna take me here.
Next time we could go somewhere else.
Like, Applebee's is not acceptable. I'm high
We're
end.
just getting to know each other. You're not even my girl.
Well, yeah, but this is dating to marry, right?
Or who knows?
And if I date, it's not to waste my time, so I'm not gonna be going out and going to, cheap restaurants.
Cool, for real. Better before marriage than afterwards. If she's all about your bread and not you, she's not the right woman for you, period. Does she want a man who can provide for her? Amazing, but it's a woman's duty to stay modest. No concessions. If she complains that you ain't going to the 5-star Michelin restaurant or you can't buy her $1 million engagement ring, no problem. She can go with her materialistic approach to life somewhere else. All that stuff that women want is for the most part just a waste of money, even liabilities. You don't make thousands of dollars to spoil a whimsical woman. Men are realizing this, and the best part, keeping all that money for themselves. Spending money on modern women is not an investment. It's an expense that might even come with a higher price tag down the road. A price tag that will surely be a byproduct of divorce.
I just found out my wife just left her corporate job for a cashier job. She's like, she wants to get out of the payments, what she's doing.
Payments of what?
Child support, ma'am.
Is there a reason why you're not paying to support this child?
I left my job, and I did do it intentionally.
Wait a minute. You intentionally left your job?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How much did you make at your last job?
Annually, $70,000. Now I work at a convenience store.
How much are you making now?
$30,000 a year.
What's the qualification to work at that job?
You just need a high school diploma.
High school diploma?
Yes,
and you have a master's degree. I'm not about to play with you. Ma'am, I'm going to make you pay child support. $899.60 is going to be your monthly child support obligation that you're going to pay each month to this man.
Wow, that's a decent chunk for what she's making. She will be forced to get another job.
Let's talk about a topic that hits home hard for many men facing divorce: alimony and the financial obligations that come with it. This is a subject that often triggers a sense of unfairness and financial strain, especially when divorce circumstances are intricate. You see, traditionally, alimony was a provision to support the spouse who might have earned less or didn't work outside the home. Obviously women. Picture this, you're going through a divorce and suddenly you're told you have to financially support your ex-wife even if she's financially independent and brags about all the money she makes. That's where the sense of unfairness creeps in. In reality though, it's not a feeling, it's a crude reality that many men have to live. It might seem like an extra weight, especially if the reasons for the divorce weren't your fault. You needed to work those extra hours to get a raise, but now she divorces you because you're an absent partner. At the same time, she complained about how little money you made compared to some random dude she saw on Instagram. In the past, men were usually the primary breadwinners, but now, both men and women have equal potential to earn and support themselves. We're all grown-ups, and let's face it, strong and independent women don't need a man, right? However, the legal system often leans towards men footing the bill. The government doesn't give a damn about our constitutional or human rights. The government sees you as a walking ATM and infinite cash. And in fact, they even have the power to expropriate a huge chunk of your paycheck and give it to your ex-wife. Private property, they said. But anyway, let's face it. Divorce is already a tough financial road. There's asset division, or rather confiscation, potential child support, and now, adding alimony to the mix can feel like a financial punch to the gut. It becomes a struggle to maintain your own financial stability and lifestyle post-divorce. Not only do you need to pay your dues to the banks, providers, and governments, but also your ex-wife. What an L. I really feel sorry for those men who go or have gone through the divorce grinder. What stings even more is when the divorce is a result of actions beyond your control, like your spouse's infidelity or other misconduct. Being compelled to provide financial support to a spouse who might have been the cause of the marriage breakdown is unjust. And trust me, no government president will ever call these things out. Maybe some random guy from Tennessee, but the structural problem will hardly go away. The intention behind alimony was to support a spouse who might have made career sacrifices during the marriage. But in modern times, where both partners often contribute equally to the household income, the traditional application of alimony can feel out of sync with today's world of shared responsibilities. Again, strong and independent women love bragging about how much money they make, right? Like, wow, you go, girl! Congratulations on being an adult. But you know how this goes. When it's time for divorce, all that narrative goes away like the trust in the government. This issue calls for a relook at how alimony is handled. Maybe, just maybe, it's time to consider each divorce case on its own terms, factoring in the financial realities and contributions of both parties during the marriage. Encouraging financial independence for both spouses throughout the marriage is cool. Your money, my money, our money, etc. I mean, let's keep it fair. If she wants to be independent, great, but you ain't spending thousands of dollars on a Gucci bag she wants. You make your own money, girl. Pay it yourself.
Because marriage is an economic contract. It's an economic contract. Most women do not marry down in status. They marry up. And if you don't believe me, show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man.
Why do you think guys no longer want to get married?
Men no longer want to get married because it's no longer worth the effort. Hear me out before all you feminists come out and tell me. If you look at the numbers, over 50% of marriages end in divorce, and 80% of them are initiated by women. Why do I want to take a chance, an 80% chance that you're going to leave, take half of my shit, have to pay you alimony, child support, and fight for 4 days a month to see my kid? Cue all the women, oh, I wish my baby's daddy would come around more often. No, the fuck you don't, because if that was the case, you would have taken less money, let him have 50-50. Don't fuck with me. Why are women so obsessed with getting married today? Why do you women care? Why can't you just have a ceremony, wear a wedding ring, go change your own last name, and call it a day? Why do you have to involve the courts? Because it's insurance for you, not for us. So until the legal system changes, there is zero benefit in men marrying women. But good luck.
Women love feeling special and saying that they're different, that they'll be fair during a divorce if that ever happens. But when push comes to shove, again, these chicks always show their true colors. Have you ever wondered why most women are liberal and want big governments? Yes, sir, because they can make use of the legal system easier if the government controls more aspects of society, including relationships. Pair it with the constant feminist, or rather misandrist indoctrination, and you'll find the reason why society is the way it is right now. It's not a narrative men came up with to victimize themselves, it's the reality. Men don't want the government to solve problems. This is about keeping the government out of your life as much as you can. And, as you can tell, signing the deadly contract of marriage will make the government keep an eye on you and your wallet. To finish this video, I'd like to share with you some segments of an article that explains how much men suffer during a divorce. Yes, men have feelings, and in particular, they're feeling sick and tired of women who dump them just for being unhappy. I quote, "Men have to deal with the blame. Divorce is always a two-way game. Both the husband and the wife are mostly responsible toward the end of the relationship. But it is always the man who has to bear the brunt. So even though a man might be a caring husband, he's often considered to be the reason behind the failed marriage and divorce. Due to this, their mental health takes a hit. Guilt, shame, and anxiety are often the most noted symptoms. If not attended to promptly, they can lead to stress and depression that can last for days to months to sometimes years."
Divorced men, 70 to 80% of the time, I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore, you know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her. And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kid. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like,
you know,
Men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for.
Health always takes a backseat. It is commonly observed that men experience a sharp decline in health after divorce. This is often due to their poor lifestyle and less active routine. To escape loneliness, men often engross themselves in work. Some even resort to poor eating habits as well as smoking and drinking to overcome sadness. This leads to aggravated health problems like divorced men are more likely to suffer from cancer and heart disease. Due to poor eating habits, divorced men are more likely to experience extreme changes in their health and weight. Divorced men often undergo severe emotional turmoil. They may feel angry at one time and sad or depressed the next. They also suffer from regret, loneliness, disappointment, denial, and guilt. Such strong emotions often take a toll on their mental health. Men undergoing and even after their divorce are more likely to suffer from stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia, inability to sleep. Due to physical and emotional health issues, their immune system gets weakened. They are more likely to suffer from colds and flu than others. Even the mortality rate for divorced men is significantly higher than that of married men. So yeah, the aftermath of divorce can have a profound impact on men, both emotionally and physically. The toll it takes on their well-being is concerning, as various aspects of their health tend to suffer significantly. Not only do divorced men face financial turmoil and mental health challenges, but their physical health can also deteriorate rapidly due to the stress and lifestyle changes associated with divorce. Happy wife, happy life, they said, but no one says that if she's not happy, she can put you through the divorce grinder and drain your account like a vampire. Protect your lives and wallets with all you have. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.